Everybody, welcome to sportsbookreview.com. Day 3 of the French Open here. We're taking a look at the value plays. We've got obviously regular guest Joao from MD Tennis Tipster, but we also have special guest who's with us just today. He's going to tell us what he's up to as well for the French Open. Many of you do know Alex, but what you may not know is he is an avid tennis bettor, so we're going to hear about him from him as well. Joao, Alex, thanks for being here.
Hi, thank you very much.
Now, I don't know about you, Alex. I know how Joao is doing. I'm keeping a record of his bets. He's gone 6-2 for our viewers. He's up in profit, which is the main thing. And I know Joao is very tired. I can tell by his face. Maybe he is not. Let's have a look. Application window and share screen. So there we go. So this is how Joao is doing. So far, Joao, you are up in profit of 1.4 units, 118 ROI and 6-2. So there we go. There is your bet record to date. So all very good. Well done. How are you feeling on the first 2 days?
Yeah, the first round is always very, very tricky. Tomorrow is the last day of the first round. Analyzing it, many matches taking place and making the filter is never easy. But because the first 2 days were pretty good overall.
Yeah. Now, some people are calling you out saying that you're choosing heavy favorites. Is this a strategy that you're doing, or what's your reasoning behind that? What have you got to say about that?
Well, I noticed a few things. One of the things that I noticed that I don't agree with that. But everyone should has the right to have their own opinion. What value means, in my opinion, value is when the price that is available in the markets is higher than the fair one, which means that you can get a better price than what should be the fair price offered by the market. For other people, betting on value is betting on big underdogs. For me, for example, if the fair price is 1.01, using an extreme example, and if the market offers 1.10, that for me is massive value. I'm not saying that betting on 1.10 consistently will give you profit, but if there is value, regardless of the price, I'll go with there. And on these first rounds, we had the most value on favorites.
Yeah, I'm very well put as well. I think that the same goes across all sport. How are you doing, Alex? And listen, Alex, tell us what you are up to.
Yeah, first of all, thank you for the invitation. First of all, I want to say a few words about those that are saying that Joao is picking only heavy favorites. I saw him and I'm watching him for the last 1 year and a half from the time that he's collaborating with SBR. And me, personally, I'm mostly in the in-play tips, live tips from tennis. This is what I did in the last 2 years for SBR, giving in-play tips from Roland Garros and Wembley. All the time we were on profit, but Joao has a really good record, and trust me that he's not picking only heavy favorites, because the heavy favorites, as he said, are priced till 1.1, till 1.10. But as you see, his odds are from 1.5 and up. And he gave also big, like Venus Williams 2-0, that I also gave for our followers on BookMakers News, on the Twitter handle BookMakers News and Odds Market. Also, I'm also involved with these two Twitters. We are sisters of SBR, sisters and brothers, how you want to say it. But Joao is a really good tennis tipster, and he's looking long term, and he's giving some incredible tips. Me, personally, I'm 10 hours per day on Roland Garros. I'm giving in-play tips, I'm giving news, I'm giving statistics, I'm talking about the players. Oh, you know me as a football tipster, most of all. But I'm giving also football tips. Yeah, because today it was the playoffs of the Premiership between Huddersfield and Reading. And I gave halftime result draw at 1.95. It was a winner.
Yeah, so, it was a winner the whole way.
Yeah, absolutely. Me, after 2 days of giving in-play tips, I'm I think on 2.5 units of profit, six with 6 wins, 3 losses. But some of those were doubles, and this is why I have better profit than Joao right now, because you are calculating only his single tips. I'm not giving only single tips. I'm giving also doubles. But with some luck, he could be in a lot of profit because he is now 6-2. He could be 8-0 with a little bit luck today.
Yeah, yeah. Well, listen, dying to hear what those tips are, and also to our viewers here, a message to our viewers. So Joao very much is likes to pre-bet, place the bets before, very little in-play betting, whereas Alex loves to in-play. So two totally different styles. So depending on what you like, either follow us at Sportsbook Review or BookMakers Review, which is at BookMakers News on the Twitter handle, and also at Odds Market. So follow us on all those three channels for different tennis betting, all with profit. So let's start now. Day 3 value bets. Joao, women's side, what have you got for us?
We have two for tomorrow as usual. The first match involves a French player, Alizé Cornet. Is going to play against Timea Babos. Although the French players haven't done very well so far on this tournament, most of them have already have lost in these first days. Betting on the French players is usually a good approach on this tournament, and Cornet is famous for playing her best tennis in Paris over the last 4 years. She won 8 matches and only lost 4. She consistently reaches the third and even the fourth round in Paris, and she's a great competitor on clay. While on the other hand, Babush is not a very consistent player on the big stages. Her record in Roland Garros is also quite poor. Only one match in 5 different appearances, and the Hungarian lost 4 consecutive matches before this tournament. Cornet will have a strong support from the crowd. This match will be played in one of the biggest stadiums in Roland Garros, the court number 1, and I think that the French will be too strong at the end, and the support from the crowd will make the difference. She's at 1.71 on Pinnacle to win. It's a very good price to get involved.
Yeah, very good price. What do you think of that bet, Alex?
Yeah, really good bet. I always follow his bets, and I like the way that he's breaking them down little by little. This is why you get not only you get good tips from Joao, you get also great information. This is why you have to follow him.
Yeah, that's very true. He was a lot of hard work in. What's your second bet for the women's side?
The second is probably one of the most exciting matches of the day between Ashley Barty and Madison Keys. Ashley Barty, for those who followed us throughout the Australian Open, is a player that I personally like very much. I think that she has a bright future ahead of her. And although clay is not her best surface, she can play very well on these conditions. She made a good campaign in Strasbourg last week, only lost in the quarterfinal against Daria Gavrilova in the third set tiebreak. She's definitely a promising young player. And on the other hand, Keys is not going through a good moment. She had a wrist problem in the start of the season. She missed the first 2 months of the year, had a wrist surgery, and she hasn't won a single match since March in Miami. So her confidence is not very good at the moment. Barty is definitely in better form. She's extremely talented, and although it won't be easy for her to defeat such a high name as Keys, the Australian is at 2.04 to win. It's a good price to get involved since she's clearly the better form in recent months.
Yeah, better form, and that price certainly does depict as well. It's going to be a tough challenge. Okay, Alex, what have you got on the women's side? And also, by the way, guys, we are going to put all the tips in the comment section as well for you to see directly there. Alex, any pre-live tips there for day 3? Have you got anything?
Yeah, just one tip from the women's side. Shuai Peng, or if I hope that this is correct, is playing with the Romanian Sorana Cârstea. I'm going with Shuai Peng to win at 1.72. All the Romanian players till now lost in the tournament. Sorana, I know that she had a good year, but when it comes to Grand Slams, she's not at the highest level. Peng did a really good job at Strasbourg last week, and I think that she is the favorite to win this one. So 1.7 for me, it brings really big value for Peng right now.
Cool. All right, moving over to the women's side, value plays. Day 3, what have you got, Joao?
On the men's side, before looking at the picks, just to mention 3 players who have been struggling with physical problems lately. And although they are competing in Paris, they might not be at 100%. Those players are Gael Monfils, Nick Kyrgios, and Juan Martín del Potro. the prices on Kyrgios and Del Potro are a good example of their recent problems. They have been drifting, especially Kyrgios, since the opening, and these three players should be approached with caution if you want to place any bet on them. Looking at some of valuable plays for tomorrow in the match that involves the world number one Andy Murray. He's going to play against Andrei Kuznetsov. Murray has been in terrible form in recent months. He's definitely not going through a good moment after a very demanding 2016. And also in the past few days, he has been fighting with a viral infection. He got cold in Great Britain when practicing there, and might not be at 100% for his debut as well. And on the other hand, Kuznetsov is always a very tricky opponent, a very good ball striker. He can create problems to the world number one. And Murray is also famous for allowing his opponents to win one or even two sets in these opening rounds. It's not unusual to see him going 2 sets down and then making a great comeback. It's just classic Murray. And looking at the price for Kuznetsov to win just one set, the plus 2.5 sets handicap, we can find it at 1.79 on Pinnacle.
All right, so good odds there. And then your second bet for the men's?
The second is a similar approach. Also, the underdog presents some value between Karen Kachanov from Russia and Nicolas Jarry from Chile. Jarry, although he's quite unknown for most of the people, he's almost outside the top 200. He's 193, if I'm not mistaken. He's a very promising player. He's a former junior world number 8, can play very well on clay and has a big serve. He played the qualifying on those 3 matches. He only lost one serve. He served one time. He's a big server, can play well from the baseline. And although Kachanov is by far the most experienced of the two, this is only his third Grand Slam main draw. The first time that he plays in Paris, the main draw, and he's not very consistent also. So for Jarry to win just one set, the same line plus 2.5 set handicap at 1.88 on Pinnacle, it's a great price for the player who already played 3 matches on the qualifying and has the rhythm on his side.
All right, nice. 4 strong tips there from Joao. We do have a question, TTT Tessa V. I got Bothy on my list for tomorrow as well. Great to get some reassurance. Alex, Joao, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's the same as the match that I mentioned. Ashley Barty to win.
Okay, cool. And what do you think about that, Alex?
Yeah, I think that it might be a great tip for Barty to win because her opponent is not so strong. As Joao mentioned, she had some injury problems. But just to give also one tip from the men's matches tomorrow, I'm going with Dustin Brown versus Gael Monfils over 3.5 sets at an odd of 2.2.
Okay, great stuff. And it says, thanks, Joao, for the Ukrainian pick. And that's from BR Sport 13. So there you go. Okay, awesome stuff. That wraps things up here for our day 3 value bets, and we will be back tomorrow. Obviously, all records, all the bets that Joao is giving us will be on record. Please follow us at SBR Sports Picks, which is our Twitter handle. But also, Alex is doing all the in-play betting over on our sister site, which is BookMakers Review. It's BookMakers News, which is the Twitter handle, and then at Odds Market as well, Twitter handle. So thank you so much, guys. Best of luck, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
See you tomorrow.